windshield's dirty, but Greg came over to film us with the drone. There's the drone. He's got the 2 neighbor dogs greeting him. They probably wonder what that thing is.
Meet the Peterson family. Our dad, the 3 Peterson brothers, and our families farm together in central Kansas. Our family farm started in 1882 and has been raising cattle and crops ever since. Please subscribe to this channel and give us a like and a comment if you enjoy the video.
Done with that. Knowles doing his last load, then we're going to the next field. We might start spreading there until lunchtime, I guess. Well, it's 11 o'clock, so we're at least gonna get moved over there. Okay guys, if you've been watching our vlogs all year, we are on the field that we chopped corn last fall. It was decent silage corn. You know, it kind of had a lot of heat at the end, and so it dried up pretty fast. There was some pretty good nitrogen left over in the soil, so we drilled triticale in there and had some heavy triticale that we grazed all spring long, all the way till late April or maybe even early May. Then we sprayed the triticale. It was already headed out. Field was basically bone dry. We planted forage sorghum into here. Here is the forage sorghum. But we got a rain to get it up and it looked good, but there were chinch bugs in it. I was worried it was just gonna be a total disaster. But we did forage sorghum because we'd done beans after grazing or chopping triticale and it just hadn't worked at all. So we did forage sorghum. Well, then it went to raining. Also, I only put like 80 pounds of nitrogen on this stuff, and look how huge it is. I mean, it's huge. We're gonna have a ton of
how many
feed.
times long double crop cane made last year? How many ton an acre?
I thought maybe I'd get out here and be like, okay, it's not as heavy as it looks, but it's even heavier like once we get out here. So I don't know how many loads we're gonna have here. We might end up piling some at Dad's, and we could have planned to pick more corn than what we chop, but I don't know. The market basically says to store corn right now, and we'll fill up our grain bin for sure, but other than that, we just got to make a pile of silage on the ground. So the chinch bugs did not get to it. It helps when it rains.
We are back in the saddle, chopping again, chopping forage sorghum today. Driving my uncle's truck, this orange one, which used to be our truck. It's our old silage truck from all of our earlier videos, like 10 years ago. This forage sorghum, it's huge, and it's gonna make a lot of feed. Oh, we got a snake on the road. To the point that we don't even know where we're gonna put it. We might fill up the bunkers at my dad's house, which we haven't filled for quite a few years, ever since we bought the feed truck. Our corn silage made more than we thought it would, and now this forage sorghum silage is making more than we thought it would as well. I haven't filmed too much this week. I was still working, but I was pretty sick Monday through Wednesday. Today's Friday. Pretty much over it at this point, but you can probably still hear a little bit in my voice. Nathan is also sick, and I don't think Kendall or Dad have gotten sick, but so it's been kind of a bleh week, but feels good to be back chopping with the low grain prices. It's actually fun considering that we're making good money on cattle. Not that we're not having fun grain farming, because the grain crops look amazing, so that's fun that they look good, but the prices are not good.
Alright, here we've got either a heifer or a 3-year-old. I think it's a 3-year-old. Had a nice black calf. I'll write it down. I'll have to go get the tag later though.
Alright, day 2 of chopping forage sorghum. This quick chop variety. It's gonna be a lot of feed. We don't know where to put all of it. Good problem to have, I guess. Nathan let me run the chopper. I get to run it every once in a while. He's got to go pick up Henley. Here comes Mom.
Doing 2 tractors, so I can pack from one end while he's pushing from the other end. We're dumping from both sides actually. Dumping kind of 2 on this side and 1 back on this side. The pile got bigger today, much higher. We didn't come this direction very much because we were dumping from the back side. We added a bale or 2, but we have to be able to grind into this commodity shed, grind hay. so we can't come out much farther. The corn to the finish line. It's past half milk line, so time for your rest. Nathan has his, oh, I couldn't quite see it. He has his All-State Honorable Mention shirt on, or high school throwback football. We should have a shirt of the week because we have some retro shirts. Well, we got more wind today, so hopefully you can hear me, but I'm walking up there to the cutter. I'm going to be waiting on the truck anyways. We ate lunch at Mom and Dad's house and they're going back up for the truck, but they dropped me off on the way. So here's this nice tall stuff. You can see it's drying up from the bottom up, so it's really fast moving stuff, and we wanted it a little wet to be on top of the corn silage. But boy, did it produce, that's for sure. I'll probably have to spray once before drilling wheat. The sorghum silage is kind of like a tarp. It seals off better than corn silage, and the coons stay out of it. And the cattle really like it. I mean, sometimes we feel like starting cattle, they start onto cane better than corn silage. It's not quite as a new taste for them. It's a little more sweet, I think. But this 70 acres has fed a whole lot of cattle, kind of like 3 crops in 2 years with that grazing we did, and now we're should have a pretty nice seed bed to drill wheat into here in a month and a half. That's how it goes. I made it. I told him, yeah, you don't need to drive me down there. I can get some exercise. I'm going to be sitting in here, and I need to wipe off all my mirrors and windows. So this is a really cheap cover crop blend. It needs some fertilizer. We didn't put any on. To keep it cheap, I think we're just gonna let them graze it as it is. But these 25-ish acres should last the cow herd a little bit, and it'll grow back a little bit, especially if we get an inch rain or something here soon.
Well, we polished out of that field. Moving on to the next. Our pile is already way too big, but we've still got one more small field to chop. Almost done chopping silage. It has been, we thought we'd get done by 6, it's almost 8. Our pile is outrageous. Nathan and Kendall and I, we were lobbying to make a new pile or maybe put silage in the trench silos of Dad's. Dad wanted to keep it all in one place, but I think
I'm ready to read some books and magazines and not be in my silage harvester, forage harvester.
Very nice. Nice callback. I think even Dad underestimated how much feed this would make. This cane has been tunning out like crazy thanks to all of our July rain. basically as tall as the trucks, almost as tall as the chopper.
There's the calf that's been outside of the fence the majority of its life. Nurse him. I bet it's hungry because it's never with its mom. There's 3 pair right there. There's another one over there pestering the fence. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done with silage. Well, I did chores and tagged the new calf. I found the missing calf that was under the fence. I'm gonna dump this last load that Scott brought here and then he went home. And I believe this is the last one of harvest. I just saw the chopper pull in.
I mean, the view is nice, but it kind of feels like I'm on top of the upright silo, not the trench silo. I can see my house from here.
So I'm at close to 227 bales on the monitor. I think that's the last 3 fields of Sudan and millet. Millet field, I think, is making over 3 bales an acre. So we are running out of pen space. We need another pen for cows, and then we need another pen for when we buy cattle this Thursday. We're gonna make 3 steer pens into 2. So I'm gonna take the top end off of this pen and add it to the big ones from pen 9. And then we'll put 8B and the rest of 7 together. So our pastures are already kind of overstocked, but we have all this feed. We're bringing some cows home from pastures. So he said buy thin cows that are short-bred, or maybe we could buy some pairs and then feed them heavy and then split the pairs and then sell them in the spring at a seasonal high. Fill the trailer with something that's a good value. My plan is to not cross my herd with these cows. I might mix those weird termed heifers with them, but depending on what I get.
but I don't want to contaminate any of that. But I do need to get a hold of some cattle that'll eat silage real quick. All right, her mom is one of my favorite in the group, so we'll see what she had this afternoon. One born today was baldy, one born was black, another stout black. Both of those 3-year-olds today were bulls, so can't keep any heifers out of those. I'd love to keep some heifers out of those 3-year-olds. I think they make good cows on that 3rd generation. Decent chance of rain. I'd like to rain, but I don't want it to wash those numbers off of the cows I just bought, because I kind of need to write them down as I put them through the chute. I'm going to get them a vaccine and a new tag number to most of them, and write down the estimated date of calving. Okay, we are going to move the spring pairs onto sedan, and so we're putting 2 pastures together into one, so they can eat the sedan together, and then eventually they'll get fed some of that new sorghum silage. So that was just the first 3. And I took off the heifers and put them in my dad's. So that was on the back end of the trailer, and they were the pairs on the front. There is still 2 trailer loads. It might end up being 3 with the calves, depending on how left to bring over here from that other 80-acre pasture. So we'll put all the spring pairs onto one. Beautiful clouds today. Okay. Hey! I'm gonna put these 9 weed eaters. I'm leaving those 2 back there and the bowl down here. Put these 9 weed eaters on the trailer. They're gonna go up and eat silage with the rest of the fall pairs the fall cows in that pen they're about to pop. Here is that first double crop milo we planted. It's just now poking a head out. And then this corner of dry land, forage blend, I swathed a path so we can put a fence up here. One year we had it be a perfectly straight line. This year it's kind of arched. The pivot will come and it won't follow this exact arch, but it'll be over here a little bit. We'll get these 23 acres grazed with the pasture. It'll stretch out the pairs longer.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Check out our music videos linked in the description. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Snapchat, and explore our website, www.petersonfarmbrothers.com. See you guys next time.